Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maxwell Ivey, Max to my friends, and Mr. Midway to some of y'all out there. And it's Wednesday night again. It's 9 o'clock again, so here we are having another one of our weekly meetups to talk about the amusement industry and whatever is going on the website and the blog in hopes that we can generate some sales and hopefully educate people out there. And so while I'm trying to get the invitations sent, Mitchell, you got anything going on that you want to tell people about?
Real quick, we got Chelsea. She just jumped in real quick.
All right.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I'm trying. What's up with you? I'm trying this. I'm hoping this week to finally get all the stuff I need together to start the Indiegogo campaign, and I'm glad you're here because I need to get some feedback on the possible inducements so I can go ahead and finalize that list and get it to the woman that's helping me with the with the Okay, if Chelsea's here, then I don't need to invite people, right?
Right. It says that they've all been invited.
Okay, good. Okay. My friend Kelly Corbin over at the Brian the Hammer Jackson show designed me some T-shirts, so I've got that covered, and I was planning on using two different kinds. One, a basic plain one, and then the second one for a little more money would be a screen print version that would be a more vivid. And me and Mitchell had already discussed doing a DVD of the first season that'll have my logo on it, and that I'll most likely autograph for people as another one. So that gives me three. Kelly said we could do some mugs. That would be four. But I'm looking for some upper end offerings. Some very expensive ones, and I'm also looking for some stuff for like $1 or $2. And so basically, it would have to be things I could do for almost free. And so I was hoping y'all guys had some suggestions. I sent y'all an email with some ideas I had. I don't know if y'all got the emails or did you get the email, Chelsea?
Yeah, you know what? This weird thing is I got it today. My Gmail has been really weird. It's like one day it'll collect mail and one day it won't.
Well, I was trying to be a conscientious host. I sent the email out a day or so before I needed y'all to get it, hoping y'all would get it and have some time to think about it and maybe have some better ideas than I had, But I've spent all this time. Building up my social media networks. I've got literally thousands of people follow me on the different networks, and so I was wondering if there might be something I could do with that I could offer people for $1 or $2 or $5 that wouldn't cost me anything because I've already spent the time and money on it. I'd probably have to have some sort of a disclaimer telling them that not all things would be mentioned. But what do y'all think about that idea?
You could do something social media wise. And over a couple or $1 or $2, you'll put up put an ad on your Facebook page and your Twitter for their business.
Well, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, because I've done the numbers. I've got really good site traffic as far as the website goes, but for some reason, people have yet to decide that my site is worth investing in as far as being an advertiser and paying, say, $25 or $50 a month, however that would project out over a quarter.
Yeah, the thing is, it's tough for people to know what other people's stats are. You know, they're like, somebody can say, hey, you know, I'm getting this much traffic to my website, but you got to be able to put it out there and say, here's the proof, because that's what people are looking for.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking this would be like two things. One, they would be getting something that I could afford to give them for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it would be something where I could track the numbers on what I did and show that to potential advertisers down the road. So you actually think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what y'all were going to think of it. I thought, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I have these ideas and they sound good in my head, and they sound good when I type them, but then people read them and they go, Max, what the heck were you thinking? You know. So that's. I was thinking $1 for or $2 for one of my networks and letting them choose which network out of the 5, and then maybe go $5 if they wanted me to use all 5 networks, and then maybe I could go to like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That sounds good, actually. $1 a network. You might need to show people, here's what my stats are, so people make it, you know, it's worth their while. They're like, well, what kind of traffic does this guy have? How many followers does this guy have?
I understand. You know? That makes perfect sense. They'll want to know how many, and they'll want to know how many shares and retweets and stuff like that I'm getting, which hopefully I can get that information from Clout or from my stat program. So, but okay, so that helps out a lot, because thinking of stuff I could do for the low end was really hard, you know. Okay, so that gives me $1 and then $5, and then I think Kelly said we could probably do the mugs for about $25. So if y'all could think of something for, say, $10 to $15 that wouldn't cost me a lot of money or take a lot of physical, actual doing stuff to make it happen, you know, that would be a real big help. But let's see, that gives me the 2 social medias. That's 2. The mugs, 2 shirts, and the DVD thing, that gives me 4. That's 6 things I can offer people. I was thinking about going 35 on the basic shirt and 50 on the screen print and 100 on the DVD, since it would be the whole season. How do y'all feel about those numbers?
Well, I'm not sure how much it costs to do how much it costs to do the DVD. And I know with DVDs, at least just for me, I have paid for a DVD with like 1 season, but I think if you really want people to pay the big bucks for $100, you may want to throw in, your signature on it.
Okay, well, that's what Mitchell said in the beginning. That was his idea 3 months ago when we first started kicking this around. So, since y'all both agree on that, I was thinking I'd also mention that it would include any shows that we do as far as getting ready for the first season, you know, behind the scenes stuff. So, but that plus the signature, you think I might be close, huh?
Yeah. But you also could do you could also do a package deal.
Okay.
You know, for X amount of dollars, you get the DVD, you get a T-shirt, you get a mug.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know why I didn't think about that, because I've registered for dozens of contests where they give that away. So that makes perfect sense. So like a mug, a shirt. Somebody suggest.
Advertise. You know, you can turn it. You do it individually. But you can also say, here's a package that covers everything. You can get a mug, a T-shirt, advertising time, and so on and so on.
Okay. All right. Well, that helps out a lot, because that would give me something to offer, say, in the $150 or $250 range, just in case somebody wanted to donate that. Because And we all know that these people aren't doing this because of this stuff. It just gives them an excuse, something to show
Right.
my appreciation for what they're doing, and give them something tangible for their investment in me is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, so I mean, the more for the most expensive package so far, I would do it cover, has everything in it. You
Okay.
end up with
All right. Cool.
you end up with
Cool.
everything.
All right. Do y'all have any suggestions as far as some things we could do that I haven't thought of? I mean, because I'm behind my schedule here. I really wanted to have this started by the 1st of May, and we're now on the 21st of May, and I really wanted to be out on the road by the 1st of June, but now we're probably looking at we're probably looking at least a week or so after that, partly because of raising the money, but partly because I'm hoping that Mitchell's crowdsourcing is going to go well, and he's going to have to go to a trade show in Arizona the first week or so of June. So,
Have you thought about a signed picture of you wearing the T-shirt?
I have not thought about that, but that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. What kind of price range would you think something like that would go in? Because I would have to order the shirt and take the picture.
Right, you'd have to have somebody take the picture, and then you would have to have
some way of autographing and packaging the picture and sending it out in the mail.
Right. Well, you can autographing. I think might be a little tougher unless you could figure out a way to do some kind of stamp.
Okay. Yeah, a stamp would be the way to go with something like that, because y'all haven't seen my signature, but it's basically, just think of the worst blind person's signature you've ever seen, and mine's probably worse than that.
Well, you know what you could do? I've seen people do it. You get a picture taken, and say you go to somebody takes a picture, you go to Staples.
Okay.
And you can have the picture made. You can have them also put at the bottom in the have a white border around it, and in the bottom have your signature put in there, and then they just print several copies of it.
Okay, I hate to do this, but I need to pause for just a second here. Is that Patrick or Seth? Okay, Mom, could you stir that coffee and hand it to me, please? I'm online with some people right now. And after we're through, I'll get Patrick to take a better picture of me so I can update my social media pages. Thank you. I really appreciate that, because it was going to go cold on me, and I couldn't think of a way to get up. Yeah.
I would also use that as that picture you're going to use for, if you get a picture taken and you're going to sell it. I would use that as part of your social media, on your pictures on your Facebook and so on, so people recognize it.
Yeah, we recently, my brother Patrick, he's the one who usually takes my picture, and he generally does it because I pretty much make him do it. But the last picture he took of me, apparently it wasn't a very good picture. My brother hasn't been on. My other brother Michael hasn't been online much lately, and he was on Facebook today and saw my picture. That's my profile photo on Facebook, and he said, "Max, you look old." He said, "I don't know how you expect." He said, "I don't know how you expect anybody to have faith or confidence in you to want to buy stuff or list stuff with you when you look as bad as you look in that picture." So.
Oh.
And I, of course, have no way of knowing what the picture is, but I think I know which picture I'm using because I was the one who uploaded it. But I'm not 100% sure. But that's a good idea, is change that to my social media photo and my Gravatar image.
Yeah, that way when people when they purchase the photo of you, or they get it with the package deal, they're like, "Oh, I know this person. See, it's all, you show them it's on your Facebook, it's gone everywhere." And I'd make sure you're wearing the T-shirt with your new logo on it.
Well, I won't be able to get it. I won't be able. I'll have to take a picture after I get the new shirt then. So that's.
Yeah, or Yeah, you could probably do without that. I would just be cautious on what colors you wear.
What colors would you? You're a photographer. What colors would you tell me to stay away from?
I would stay away. Right now, you have a black shirt, but I would stay away from like yellow because yellow doesn't do well with anybody.
Well,
So I
one
would
of the things.
And it depends on what kind of background you're going to have. If you're going to do like the white wall, you can get away with a black shirt. But if you're going to do a white wall background, don't wear a white shirt because you'll look like a floating head. I have a friend that did that. They took a picture of themselves. Well,
Yeah.
but the back was black, and they wore a black shirt. And when you looked at it, it looked like he was a floating head.
You know, I just recently heard Gallagher doing an interview somewhere where he talked about that. He said he doesn't understand why so many magicians and comedians do that in their videos. He said because if you do that in a video, it looks like a disembodied head is all people see.
Yeah, and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy from what I hear.
So make sure that the shirt you're wearing is not the same color as your background, because that's just going to look funny.
I think this is the picture. I think this is the picture that Michael's referring to because it is my most recent picture. So I think this is the one that he said it didn't look very good at all. But I'll take some new pictures and we'll see. Can you see that up there or not? I forget whether you're using your screen or not.
Just a second, I can show him over. Okay, I'm using my screen now.
I don't want to.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
That
Yeah,
bad, huh?
I would pick.
I
I
like
would
you.
pick a dress shirt.
I like you, Chelsea. You don't have to worry about it. I don't. I only have one dress shirt and it's black.
Well, you can do a black dress shirt. Just make sure you do a white back. Make sure you have a white background, and make sure it's like a wall, not a door, or make sure it's a wall, a straight white wall.
Okay.
Because the picture you just showed me, you're standing sideways, and you're standing sideways next to it looked like a bifold door. And that's probably why he was saying it, because it wasn't as flattering as it could have been, and it looked like it was taken in really low light.
Okay, I showed you the wrong picture, but the other one's not going to be much better.
All right, what's the other one look like? And I'm in a dark room, so sorry.
Okay, there's the one we used. This is the front view, but like I said, I can't picture it being any better because it's pretty much the same shirt, same location, same lighting.
Yeah, you need whoever took it. They need to take it where there's more light, which means it needs to be more during the day, and you need to pick a wall with nothing in the background, because that's what you're getting is this whatever this image is you took it from. Behind you, you have all this. It must be a door, and the camera flash is reflecting off of that, and it's washing you out.
Okay, so basically, it's not that I looked that bad. It's just it was that bad. It was
Right.
poorly taken photos. What you're telling me?
Yes, it was. It's not you. You don't look bad. It's the lighting. The shirt probably will be okay. You just need to pick a wall with nothing on it, and you need to do it during the day, where you have no sun, where you're not trying to use it looked like he was trying to use a flash.
It was in the evening, so he probably was trying to use a flash.
Yeah, you want to do it. You don't want to do it in the evening. You want to have better light than that. What I would do is have whoever does take pictures take one and take them different times during the day in different ways, and then send them to me, and I'll pick one for you.
Okay, alrighty. I'll try to get that done, but in order to take it at different times, I may have to take it in different shirts, so I don't know exactly how that'll all work out.
This is fine. Different shirts
okay.
is fine. As long as just make sure that the shirt is not the same color as your background. If you're going to use the same wall, which I'd use the same wall, and you can wear different shirts. Just since you're going to use a white wall, don't wear a white shirt.
Okay. Well, the thing is we were my brother Michael. He was thinking that the picture shouldn't be posed like that one anyway. He said if it were him, what he would do is find some place where I could be sitting working with my computer. He said because that way it doesn't look as posed, and it looks like you're. So basically it looks like you're so busy you can't even take the time to take the picture.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That was his suggestion.
Yeah, nice shirt. You're kind of working on the computer. You kind of look over. You look over. Your hands are on the keyboard, and you kind of look over, and that would.
Yeah, which is good because you spending so much of my life having a white cane in my hand. A lot of times in pictures I don't know where to put my hands, so that would be better too.
Yeah,
So.
I have the same problem too. Is I don't. When you're used to having a cane, when you don't, it's like, what do you do with your hands?
Yeah, I remember an episode of King of the Hill, and the guy who played Ned Gribble or Dale Gribble, he said I always had that trouble. He said I never used to know what to do with my hands. He said so that's one of the reasons why I smoke. So.
Yeah. Jeez, yeah, that's a great thing to do when you.
The other image I just put up here is of the image that Kelly sent me of the shirt, and I thought I would go ahead and show that to y'all because I don't think I sent them to you or not with that email.
No, that's really cool though. I like the color.
Well, exactly what color is it? Help me out a little here.
It's blue. It's blue. I like it. It's a little lighter blue than your logo.
Okay.
And it looks like it has. It looks like it's supposed to be maybe in a music ride with your logo.
It's a Ferris wheel. It's a Ferris wheel with a logo in the middle.
Very cool.
I like it a lot.
I do.
Well, that's good. That's good because if y'all like it, then hopefully people will like it enough that they'll want it. Kelly told me the thing that finally settled it for her is her 15-year-old. Her 15-year-old said that they thought it was cool, but only after she took the HTTP out of the website address.
Yeah.
It does. The website does get a little. When you put the website on, it does get a little busy. I know some people put the website on the back.
Yeah, we looked at that, but the problem is if we put it on the back, it'll cost anywhere from $2.50 to $4 extra a shirt.
This is true.
Woo!
And that's just on the plain shirt. That's not on a screen print. On the screen print, it's worse.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. I thought when I first heard that, I'm like, Kelly goes, Max, I can move the website to the back, but on this shirt, it's going to cost you $4 extra. And I said, well, that's $4 they could be giving me instead of giving the shirt company. So I think we know the answer to that question.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked because, back when we had a carnival, we always had to order shirts, but we never had to order them with it on, two sides like that. So but I knew they were expensive, and we went ahead and set up the regular shirt on an account. She went ahead and set that up for me so I can actually give people a link and they can go buy it. I can actually order the shirt and send it to people. I actually have it on a checkout site or whatever where I can do that.
Oh, so you don't have to worry about it. It's already it basically gets ordered and they get shipped directly to them.
Right, exactly. It costs a little more per item that way, but it keeps me from having to put the money up front and having to invest a bunch of money in a bulk order. And it also keeps me from having to go through the trouble of having to come here and then having to send them somewhere else. So I figure it's worth what they're charging me for doing the drop shipping and sending them out one at a time. So, and if somebody decides they want to make an investment where they get more than one shirt or more than one mug, they'll still give me a discount on that, just not as much as if I were we're buying in advance and in amounts of 2 dozen or more at a time. But you know, since I can't address this, you know, pack the stuff or repack it and label it and put it in the UPS or whatever by myself, it would mean getting somebody else to do it. I figure it's a whole lot easier in the long run just to pay these people and let them do it for me.
Yeah, because you got to figure you have to get you can get the U.S. mailboxes delivered to your house, and FedEx will come pick things up, but then you got to get a FedEx account, and oh boy, what a pain. So yeah, that's probably easier.
And I figure getting people to do stuff, whether you're paying them or as volunteer basis, is hard enough as it is. So why waste that on something that, you know, the savings versus the effort it would take me to save the money just don't match up, you know.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do, at least for the short term. If it turns out that people actually like this stuff and they actually like me and they want to spend more money, then we'll revisit that decision at a later date. But you know, I'm not exactly sure what to think as far as whether or not people are going to like me enough or like the stuff enough to want to invest. And I'll be honest enough to admit that to y'all and anybody that watches this later. You know, I'm pretty positive. I'm very optimistic. I know that eventually I'm going to make this YouTube thing work, and I'm going to make the business as a whole work even better than it has done for me over the last few years. But I'm not sure what people are going to think about this whole Indiegogo campaign, helping me fund the YouTube show, the merchandise. I just really won't know until I send the email off to the lady and have her make the account go live, and we see what happens, you know?
Yeah, I just thought of something you could sell.
Cool.
And I was just, you know, your logo's round. You could do a mouse pad.
Okay. What kind of money do you think I'd be looking at for a mouse pad? Have you ever looked into it at all?
No, I just, for some reason, when I looked at I was just picturing your logo, and the first thing came to my mind was mouse pad.
Do people even use mouse pads anymore? That's one thing I was meaning to ask somebody.
A lot of people do. My husband has a big, huge one that he uses because he has people that do gaming. They get these giant mouse pads.
Huh. Okay. Well, then that maybe I haven't been asking the right question then, because I'm obviously not a gamer. The last time I had enough vision to play video games, Atari was still making them.
For what it's worth, I have a what is this 15-inch mouse pad that I use. It's the same size as a standard laptop, and that's what I use for my mouse pad.
All right. Well, Mitchell is just as big a geek as you are, Chelsea. So I'll take y'all's word for it that people actually use them, but they use the big 12 or 15-inch ones. What kind of money? What kind of money do those things go for? Because it's one of the things I have no way of knowing what they cost.
I spent $20 on mine, but that's because it's a gaming one. It's meant to be rolled up, stuck in a tube, shoved in a laptop case, and carted all over the place.
Oh, okay.
So, a toss-up. I mean, I got one for Christmas a couple years ago that it's no bigger than a CD case, maybe a DVD case, and I used that for a long time until I went out and got this one. My sister uses it now. My parents both have my mouse pads. Something about wireless mice. I enjoy having a mouse pad. Personal preference, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm strictly keyboard. I don't think I've ever used a mouse. I honestly don't think I have. I think it'd be one of the things if I had to use one, y'all would want to get it on videotape the first day I tried to use it.
Yeah, where's your cursor?
I guarantee y'all would want that on YouTube. Because about 5 minutes into it, I'm either going to do something really stupid or I'm going to throw the thing across a room somewhere. Because that is, I remember how much fun I had going from DOS to Windows and from Windows to Mac, and I know myself well enough to know that if I went from keyboard to using a mouse more, the the first few hours or days would not be fun for anybody that knows me.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm not a technophobe. I'm not one of these people that's against technology. I just don't adjust to it well. You should have seen me the one day they got me a phone with a touch screen to see if I could use it, and I had it for about 3 hours, and I had to turn the lights off, pull the blanket over my head, and take a nap.
What kind of did they get you?
It was an Android. I don't remember which one, but they said, okay, Max, apparently you're not ready for a smartphone. We're going to get you one that's maybe just a not so dumb phone that has enough speech where you can hear the caller ID and send and receive text messages. I said, well, that's cool. That's exactly what I want.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to get, you know what I would do? If you wanted to get adjusted to doing a smartphone device, what I would do is I would start with, if you were going to do Apple, I would start with an iPod, because the
Yeah,
iPod
that's
functions just like the iPhone. It just doesn't make calls. Once you get used to the iPod on how to send and receive texts and emails and things like that, then you can move yourself into an iPhone, which is not any different than an iPod.
I have been telling myself for a while now that the next good sale that I make, I'm going to get an iPod because there are just so many apps on there that make things easier than you doing them with the Apple computer. Because I love Apple, what they did adding voiceover to their computers is a gift to every blind person in the world. But all the latest apps are being designed for iOS first, if not for iOS only. So I've definitely decided I'm going to get one. I may have to go training wheels and get me a little Bluetooth keyboard when I start. But
Actually,
although
most people do get a Bluetooth keyboard to go with it anyway.
oh, okay. I thought that was just going to be me. All right. Because I like the idea of the National Library Services for the Blind app, the Facebook app, the Twitter app, the Sirius XM radio app. There's a lot of apps out there for iOS that just
Yeah.
of Kindle or what's the other one? Nook. Those apps, they have them for the Apple, but they're not accessible on my laptop. But the iOS versions, from what I hear, work pretty good. Hello?
Yeah, they're
Are y'all still there?
here.
Okay, because my computer made a noise like it was refreshing the screen, and I thought maybe I'd done something or it had done something. So,
It sounded like either somebody came in or went out.
okay. Well, I have my browser set to make that noise when it loads a new screen, and that's what had me worried. Okay,
Well,
so I need to check. I need to check on the oversized mouse pads because that might be another low-end item that we could go with. Okay.
That would be, because that just came to my mind seeing your logo, and I thought, ooh, mouse pad.
Cool. Yeah.
And I would,
Well,
not sure what shape you want to do. It's a round, your logo's round, so who knows, maybe you can get away with a round one.
that would be cool. That might actually be what I should look for is a round one. Is go ahead and try to get it round and not look at any sites where they don't offer it round. So. But the fact that it just came to you like that lets me know that it's probably something I need to do. So I'll definitely check into that. And I may not be able to get it on the first list, but as you can always add to these things once you get them live. So I could always add that in a day or two because I really don't want to wait another 2 or 3 days while I find out what kind of money is involved in the mouse pads and what price range to put them in.
But I just take the ones you already know and start, and you can introduce them as you go. You could say, you could do an ad, you can do a thing on your Facebook and your website and everything.
Right. It's just like. I'm sorry, I think maybe something's wrong with my Wi-Fi and I'm not hearing you fast enough. But Yeah, just like when people list equipment, I tell them, if we don't have everything to start with, we can go ahead and put it out there, and then a week later, when you got more information, it gives me an excuse to retweet and repost.
Right. See, that gives you another thing to retweet or repost.
Cool. I'm glad we're thinking alike on this stuff. Hey, I'm very nervous. Having people agree with me is a good thing right about now, as long as they're agreeing because they agree. So.
Yeah, I think the mouse pad will be a great thing for you, and people still use them. It's amazing, they still do.
Okay. Do you have anything going on you want to mention this week? Because I really do appreciate you being on here and helping us with this brainstorming. And if there's something you got going on, I want you to get the chance to plug it. So, is there anything on Edified or one of the radio programs that you do that you want to mention?
Well, actually, there is a small project that a bunch of us from Edified Access are doing. We're doing a small project. It's a blog for the history of the iPhone. That's what we've been doing.
Do y'all have a URL you can throw out there?
It's called The History of the iPhone .blog. It's a blog. So you just
okay. Is it on Blogspot or Blogger or WordPress, or where are y'all at?
It's on Blogger.
Okay, it's on Blogger. Okay, alrighty.
That's what we've been working on. The history of the iPhone. And if you just type that in, you would probably pop up. So if you can do that and search for blogs, it'll probably pop up.
All right. Well, that's good to know. I'm planning on checking that one out myself because
I can also send you the link too. I can text you the link or email you the link.
Don't text me anything like that, because then I have to get somebody to email it to me off of the text. So
you can email it to you though.
Okay. Well, that'll work. I like email. That, or I like text if I use iChat, because then I can copy and paste the link. But the problem with iChat is it has to be on and running, and the person's phone number has to be registered. So.
Well, that'll be one nice thing for you with using the iPod, is that iMessage is always running, regardless if you closed it or not. And you can always respond. There's not having to worry about turning it on or. So
that's another reason I put on my list then for wanting to get one.
You can copy and paste really easy.
And I know Mitchell wants to mention his crowdsourcing again for the radio station.
Of course I do. Most of you guys have been sitting dormant for a week. And I apologize for being quiet this last half hour. I had some people pushing me today, so I just finished mixing a promo audio clip to promote the station as well. I felt kind of bad, but I'm audio mixing while listening to you guys talk, and it's like I feel like I need to pipe up here, but I'm in the middle of recording, so I can't speak.
Well, so. Basically this is the way we do this show, is pretty much, unless I ask you or unless you've got something that you need to tell me, this is, you pretty much are usually not in the middle of all the conversations. So I really wasn't worried about you. I knew you were there. And be sure and send me some way that I can get at that clip, because I would like to share it and see if maybe it will help get you some more traffic to your promotion on raising the money that you need. So be sure and send me the link. Also, I'm hoping to do another YouTube video for a ride this week, and if I do that, I figure I could slide your promo in there and tell people, here's what it would cost to put your commercial here. So it will work for me for two things. I could do something nice for you, and it'll give me some numbers to maybe get some people to buy that space from me down the road. So if that's okay with you, if you don't mind being a guinea pig, just send me the link, and I'll be there and get it on the site somewhere.
All right. I also need to send you that picture I said I was going to send you, and I never did.
Okay. Well, see, I can't put it on Pinterest and it doesn't get as good reaction on Twitter if I don't have a picture to put with the link. I've been sending the link out, but I couldn't put it on Pinterest, and I'm actually thinking about joining Tumblr too because I'm thinking it might be different people sharing pictures, and pictures and video are where it all seems to be, even though it's not. I'm not happy about it because it ain't easy for me to play along. But I've been pretty happy with Pinterest so far as being able to use it, and I'm thinking I ought to be able to use Tumblr too. We'll find out. But I need to get that image, and like I said, send me the link to the promo that you do for them, and I'll be sure and include it. Is it going to be audio or video or both?
Right now, I only have audio. It needs a bit more editing, but I don't have the rest of that software on this computer, so that'll have to be switching over to the other computer after I'm done here.
Okay, alrighty. And if you go to roguegeek.com, ROGUEGEEK.com, there's a link on there to the radio station, and you click that link, and it takes you to their page where you can see all about what they're going to do with the radio station and what kind of money they're looking to get, and even see some of the people that have been good enough to already contribute to him.
There's an S in there, Max. Geeks, plural.
Oh, geeks. Okay, I'm sorry. Geeks.
It's all good. It got corrected.
At least we did it now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. We're all making progress. Like I say, not as quickly as I would like to be getting there, but we're getting there. And with the crazy weather we had this winter, who knows? A lot of the people that I want to visit in this first season may be trying to make up for business they missed in March and April by staying open into October and November, even more than just weekends like they usually do. So I don't really think if we don't get out till say the second week of June, excuse me, I don't think it'll kill me on the first season. And the merry-go-round. Did somebody come in?
No, it refreshed you. It said you dropped out and came back in.
Oh, okay. So that's what that noise is. All right, that's twice now it's done it. I don't know why it's doing it, but that's twice.
I think your internet's bouncing.
It might be. We've got very good Wi-Fi here, but hopefully I'm not cutting in and out on the YouTube that's capturing this, because I'd hate to have people click on the thing and actually watch it and then not have. And still, we're not making a lot of progress with YouTube subscribers. We're up to 30, but we were at 30 last week. But I am making progress with all the other networks I'm on, especially Twitter, where I think I'm almost to 900 followers now. I was at 800. I was at 879 when the last time I checked it this morning. What is that?
Well,
impressive?
when you hit 1,000, you should make a little put a thing on your website and everything when you hit 1,000, because that's a big mark.
Well, I think I could hit 1,000 by the time we do this next week, because it seems like the more followers I have, the more people that want to follow me. So it's kind of snowballing a little.
That'll be an interesting goal to see if you can get 1,000 have 1,000 followers by next week.
I think I can. I think I'm close. I mean, I might be wrong. It might be more of a 2-week goal, but it would be something I could mention on Facebook and Twitter, like, hey, getting close to 1,000. We want to see if maybe I could tune in next week and see if we make it. I don't know. But I've been surprised with the Twitter. The one thing I did find out about it, though, is that the more followers you have, the harder it is to keep up with, because the feed goes by even faster the more people that are following you. And I use that program, Eurocuro. Don't ask me how to say it because I can't, but it starts with a Y for Twitter. I had to go
Uh,
in there. I had to go into it this week and tell it to refresh my feed. Uh, I had to reset the time delay because it was doing it so fast I couldn't hear what anybody was saying. So I reset it to refresh every 5 minutes now, and usually when that 5 minutes is up, there'll be anywhere from 65 to 100 new tweets posted from people that are on my network there. So, and at first I thought I was going to have to find a new app for it, but then I went into the settings and found that you can change the time delay when it refreshes itself. Thank goodness.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. I want to mention one piece of amusement equipment that came in this week before I forget about it. Some people in the southeast have what's called a Wattman trackless train. It's a electric powered, runs on rechargeable batteries, but it's a full size trackless train. It's one of the nicest ones you can buy out there. They usually sell for about 35,000 used. This one is 27,500 without the trailer, but it was bought for Christmas parades. It was only used about 2 or 3 weeks a year, and so it's got very low hours. It's in amazing condition, and it's been stored indoors. The only thing is it doesn't have a trailer, but it has the engine and the coal car and 2 passenger cars. And I was asking them what's the deal with the coal car, how many people ride in it, and they said no, nobody rides in the coal car. That's where the rechargeable batteries are that runs the train. And it can run for like 15 hours at a stretch, pulling a full load of kids. So I was kind of impressed by that. I mean, I know they've done a lot of things with battery technology over the last 20 years, but that kind of surprised me. It would run that long on a charge. But it's a nice train. I'm going to have pictures of it soon. And if anybody needs a train for their party rental or parade business, I hope they will get a hold of me. And mention it. Most of the people that make it, Wattman, they're out of Canada, and they don't make but one design, so basically all their trains look alike. So next week I should have some pictures to show people of it. I'm hoping to get a video of it from the Christmas parades where they were using it, but I don't know. Okay, I'm most likely going to submit the Indiegogo campaign to the lady that I've been working with over there in their customer service department, was nice enough to volunteer to set up the account and fill in all the information off of the details I sent her. And they still don't want her name mentioned because they're afraid everybody will want the same service, even though I've made it pretty clear that they're doing this because they have a commitment to accessibility, and they were upset that I wasn't able to use their website all on my own. So, but she's been real helpful, and I'm going to send that in tonight, and hopefully sometime tomorrow she will get back to me and say that the campaign is live. I need to record a 2 to 3 minute video, which I'll do after this is over, so I can send that to her. And be nice if I had a new picture, but Patrick's supposed to take at least one picture later tonight. I'm going to see if I can get him to take some more pictures tomorrow during the daytime too, since you told me I need to do that.
If it's possible, before you pick one, send them to me so I can help you a little bit, so you don't end up sending one that's funny looking.
I will sure do that. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be possible for me to send you send them to you and have you look at them before I post them. I need to ask about the mouse pads. I'm just trying to make a list for myself of anything else that I need to do, because I really need to get this going, and then of course I got to get it posted out there on social media. Any other thoughts come to mind while we've been going through this?
Nope, but if I come up with any ideas, I will definitely send it in an email.
Okay. What's your just general take on the whole idea? I mean, I'm going to do it. I'm committed to doing it because I got to find out one way or the other. I think people will want to support me because in general, I get such a good response online from blog posts and Facebook posts when I tell people about stuff that I'm working on. So I think people will want to. I'm just not sure how this is all going to work out, you know?
I think it's a good idea. I think it'll take time for it to get really popular. I think once you do it, you need to make sure you blast it, on your social media pages. You talk about it on your shows. Show if you have, if you're talking about the shirt, show the shirt, the mug, all those things. Make sure you show it during the video.
Okay. All right.
That's advertising for you right there during your video, during your cast is free advertising for yourself right there. Unless you're going to charge yourself for advertising.
I see. So basically what you're saying is like that cup that Craig Ferguson has on his desk that he's had there for years, it's not there just for entertainment value.
It is not.
Okay. All righty.
It's staging.
Staging, okay. Awesome. All these new words I got to learn. All these new words.
Because since this is you're doing like a visual show, basically, staging is everything.
Yeah, and we're open to product placement. If somebody as long as my gastric surgeon doesn't have a problem with it, we're open to any food or beverage or other product placement in the videos. We're open. As long as they pay us, we will. We can be. I can be a shill. I've done that before. Well, when my family used to have a carnival, and as kids growing up, a lot of times they would ask us to go and play some of the games on the midway just to show people how they were done. So, but like I say, if somebody wants me to drink Diet Coke, I can be persuaded.
I can't. I'm
not for sale, but I am for rent.
Gotta be careful where that's taken, but just saying.
We have a local morning talk show here in Houston, and done by Deborah Duncan, and it seems like most of the people that come on our show, they're on there about a particular topic, but they're almost always have something they're on there to sell. They've all got a product or a service or something that ties into their appearance on our show. And so I have taken to saying that she's one of the hardest working madams in the business. Well, she's a woman, so she wouldn't be a pimp, right?
Oh, no.
Jim Rome, one of my favorite radio guys, he's on TV now. He doesn't do radio anymore. But back when he was doing radio, Jim Rome, the sports guy, he used to refer to himself every day as the pimp in the box.
That just sounds wrong.
I know it sounds wrong, but when he said it, it worked for him. But he basically admitted, hey, I am here to sell stuff. I'm not going to sell something that I haven't used. But he called himself the pimp in the radio box. Well, I say the Deborah Duncan. It seems like everybody that comes on that woman's show is on there. I don't have anything I can sell to her marketer. I'd try to get on there.
Well, what does she usually promote?
Oh, she usually has people into healthcare, home improvement, do-it-yourself, decorating, fashion, home security. I'm trying to think. Sometimes she does entertainment stuff, but usually even when they do entertainment stuff, there'll be a promotion, there'll be a prize giveaway or something. They're giving away a new Mercedes here on the Houston affiliate for CBS, and at least twice now they've been to a Mercedes dealership to show you the car they're giving away. And while they're there, of course, they tell you about all the great features you get on a Mercedes, and they tell you about the nice people at the dealership. So, but like I say, if I could think of something that I could sell to her market, I'd be trying to get on her show too. And of course, when we finally do get this thing going, where we leave town and actually start going to visit places, that's going to be another thing I'm going to have to work on, is getting people in these local markets to invite me on radio or television while we're in their town doing our own thing. What do you think my chances are once we actually start doing shows? You think we might could get some local TV or radio people to want to have us on? Okay, Chelsea left. Either Chelsea left or I knocked her off somehow. I don't know.
She disappeared.
My internet's acting weird. Like I say though, once we get going, then that's another thing I'll at least have to check into, is to see if people want to have us on the local TV or radio while we're in whatever town doing what we're doing.
That would be cool.
And she's back.
Yeah, she got back real quickly too. It's like Superman changing in the phone booth.
I don't know if that was my bad or what, but I'm getting pretty good at this iPad thing. I'm pretty quick now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that it's working out for you, because I was afraid that it was going to be one of those things that was going to cause you to have to jump through a lot of hoops to come in on the show. So I'm glad that it all worked out.
No, I use this thing. I mean, I wish I could use it for the other podcast with the Edified Access podcast I do. I wish I could do it on here, because sometimes it's just a pain to be stuck with a headset and mic on me all for hours on end. Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's almost 10 o'clock, y'all. Almost 9 o'clock here. Am I close?
Yep.
Yeah. So we got through 2 weeks in a row without really worrying about the time while we were doing it. That's a good sign. It means we're getting there. I want to thank anybody that's been listening, and hopefully next week more of you will participate, either by sending questions in by email or through Google. And we are now accepting video questions. If you record a minute or two on your cell phone and send it to me, I will use the screen share. We'll get it up on the site. People can see and hear you. You won't have to actually join the Hangout or be invited or be registered for it. You just have to send me the video. I'll play the video, and then we'll discuss whatever it is you're wanting to ask me for that week. Maxwell at midwaymarketplace.com is the email. Midwaymarketplace.com or Mr-Midway.com, whichever is easiest for you to remember. On all the social media networks, if you follow me or connect with me, I will follow you or connect back. If you subscribe to my YouTube feed, I will mention you on Facebook and Twitter, as well as subscribe to your YouTube feed if you have a YouTube if you have one. If you don't have one, then I'll mention you on Facebook or Twitter, or do something else nice to show you my appreciation, because I do need to get the subscriber numbers up on the YouTube channel, and I believe it's youtube.com/Midway Marketplace. I'm pretty sure that's right, but there's a link to my YouTube channel on the website. So if you don't get there, then just go to midwaymarketplace.com and click the link. And the phone is 979-215-1770. I want to thank Chelsea Stark for coming in and giving her suggestions and advice and helping me settle on some of this stuff. And of course, I want to thank Mitchell for showing up and being the moderator again. I probably could do this without him, but I don't really want to find out. Mitchell says if once we start building an audience and have more people come in, I'm going to need a moderator to run the control room and decide who gets to talk and who doesn't. So I know it's just a matter of time before we'll be turning people away. So, but I want to thank everybody. It's another week, and we'll do this again next week, Wednesday night, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific, or whatever that happens to be, wherever you are. So I want to thank all of you, and y'all have a good night.
Have a good night, Max.
You still there, Max?
Yeah, I've got to press the button to turn it off.
I just came up with another idea.
Okay.
Well, you said people were sending video. You're saying send video questions, right? And you
Yeah.
said you can them. What about a
Yeah.
video ad for either at the
Oh, you
beginning or the end?
oh you mean if they give so much to the campaign, I'll put an ad on up here for them.
Yeah, at the beginning or at the end.
Okay, cool, cool. I'll do that.
No,
I'll add that. I'll tell you what. How about we do a diff? How about we let me end this, and I'll hit you up on a regular hang up in a minute.
all right.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Thanks. All right.
Thanks.
Come on.